Friday. What is good, y'all? How you doing? All right, what's up? What's up? Haven't been on in a minute, have I? I keep forgetting I am one of those types of people. I'm an airhead, okay? So I kept forgetting to tell y'all. Like the first time it happened, Leah had family over, and the first time that it happened, I forgot to tell y'all. Leah's got some family coming over. I'm not going to be able to tune in and blab this weekend. Well, last weekend first her stepbrother came over, and then 2 weekends later, which was last weekend, her parents came over. So I wasn't able to come in here and sit down and blibber blabber. So I just got up super early this morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna get on there and have a little blab fest. See if we can think of something interesting to talk about. I got it pretty well mapped out so that after I'm on here for about an hour, it'll be time for me to go wake up the kids and get my day started. What's up with y'all? Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get some sage going. I'm telling you, dude, I woke up. I know that I've been talking about this for the past few times I've gotten on here, and I try to make it a point to not repeat myself. I know I'm bad about that, but man, Ascension symptoms, dude. Man, to me, they can be very annoying. They can be very annoying. And I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, just feeling the whole inside of my body just. It feels like restless leg syndrome inside and it's just like, it's just like tickling and itching and twitching, and it's like, and I just, the frequencies of the planet, man, they're going up faster and faster and faster and faster, So, I mean, I'm thankful that I'm moving along with it, because not everybody is. Some people aren't making the change in vibrations. Some people aren't. So that's the good thing. That's the positive. Well, we got a couple of you tuned in here. Lenny, Selena, Jackie. What's up, y'all? Barbara. We got Lindsay, Loretta. Thank y'all for tuning in. What are y'all up to? I'm actually pretty pumped, though. Got up and played around on my phone for a little bit and drank me a cup of coffee, and I'm doing pretty good now. I'm ready to get this day started, dude. The weeks are just flying by so fast. Flying. It's already Friday. And see, Friday is our trash day, the day that we got to take our trash out. And every trash day, we're going around the house, getting the trash together to take out and put on the side of the street. And I'm thinking, man, didn't we just do this yesterday? Pew! They fly by, dude. Is it just me? And like my lifestyle? I don't know. But it just seems like time is just speeding up ridiculously fast. It's just the weeks and the months are just pew, 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 pew. And I'm like, good Lord, man, it's a little bit freaky. It's a little bit freaky how fast time is going, how fast my kids are growing up, how fast the cats are growing up. It's just like pew, pew, pew. 1 week is going pew, 1 month is going pew. We're already almost at the end of the year. Dude, man, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. I don't think, it's not just me, is it? Yeah, it is almost October. I can't believe it either. It's like, what the fuck, where did this year go? When did 2020 end and 2021 begin? I think I've touched on this before, but it really genuinely feels like ever since the clock struck 2020, time among many of the systems and the old belief systems and the old systems that we used to live by, I think time is one of those ones that's crumbling. The way that we used to measure time and the way we used to perceive time It's crumbling. Y'all noticing this? I mean, dude, it's, and I know maybe it's just because I'm getting older. You know, when I was a kid, time seemed like it went so slow. And then all the adults, of course, I was raised by my grandparents. And, you know, so I was pretty much only around old people. Because, like, my grandparents went to church and they had all their old church friends, you know. But all the older people would always tell me it goes faster and faster the older you get. So is it just because I'm getting older? I mean, I'm not that old. I'll be 34 in February. I mean, I am a grown man, but I don't know. It just seems incredibly, ridiculously, insanely fast it goes by now, you know? The days go by fast. You know, right now, here in Las Vegas, it's a little after 6 a.m. A little after 6 a.m. It's like somewhere around 6:15, something like that. And I guarantee you, before I know it, I'm going to jump down, turn around. Time for the kids to come home from school. Jump down, turn around. It's bedtime. It's like, dude. Dude. What the hell, man? Feel old. People have always said that. People have always said that about me. The thing is, though, the thing that I'm liking now is that my age is finally starting to catch up. Like, everybody always thought that I was a lot older than I am. Everybody has always thought that. I've always thought that. And it used to get on my nerves so bad. I've always hung around people my age. I've never been able to hang around people my age. I've always hung around people much, much older than me. Like when I was a teenager, 17, 18, my friends, the friends that I would have, the people that I would hang with were in their late 20s, early 30s, you know? And every now and then they would forget that I was so young, you know? And they'd be like, oh man, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot you're only 18, man. You know, and I'm like, when is this gonna stop? Eventually, I'm gonna catch up to the age that everybody thinks that I am, you know? Finally, I think that's happening now. Finally, because for the most part, I know I've gotten like skinny and fat, you know, and I've gone through periods of drug addiction and whatnot. But for the most part, my appearance, for the very most part, I look very much like I did when I was 16, 17 years old. Other than getting fat and skinny, my appearance hasn't really changed very much at all. Not really, you know, so. Anyway, I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, somebody said they feel old. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I always hung around older people. I did. And I don't know why. I've just never. And the crazy thing is, I never in a million years thought that I would be with a younger woman. You know, Leah is 28. She'll be 29 this year. Never thought that would happen. Never ever thought that would happen. You know, never been able to connect with a woman my age, let alone younger than me. You know what I mean? So the majority of the relationships that I've been in my life and the women that I've dated were always like 4 or 5 years older than me. You know, and they thought that was weird too, because most women want an older man, you know. But yeah, so now that I'm in my 30s, all that's finally starting to settle. You know, it's finally starting to settle. I do look and act like I'm in my 30s, you know, and not like I'm in my 50s. Well, some people have said that you know, what are you, 50? You know, but it seems to be catching up now. But anyway, again, I don't remember where the hell I was going with that, but yeah. Well, there's some people who are saying that I'm looking younger and younger and younger. There are some people who I've been getting that here over the past year or so. I've been seeing that comment more than I ever have in my entire life over like this past year and a half, and I'm looking younger and younger and younger. That's cool. That is one of those things that comes along with manifestation. When you really, really, really start getting into like real manifestation, you know, which has nothing to do. See, most of us, I think, when we get into manifestation, what is it we want to manifest? Money. That's what most of us want to manifest, you know. But it actually, money is just like, that's like the most kindergarten, elementary type thing to learn how to manifest, you know. That's just like the little baby building blocks of manifestation, you know. But when you really, really, really start truly getting into manifestation and you start learning how to reverse your age, I haven't focused that much energy on it, but I have kind of noticed, and I've been seeing comments from people that my appearance is looking like I'm getting younger. That's cool. That's cool. I have been looking after my body a lot better. I was just making the comment a couple of weeks ago. A lot of you have heard my story, so I'm not going to get into telling a bunch of my story like I already have a million times, but at one point in time, obviously, I was incredibly suicidal. Incredibly suicidal. I have attempted suicide. When I was in my early to mid 20s, I was incredibly suicidal. And now it's like just the opposite. Okay? Back when I was suicidal, I felt like I was, what's the word? Like the world was a worse place because I was here. I felt like everybody, all my family, even my kids, were worse off with me being here. That's how I felt, like in my heart. I genuinely, in my heart, felt like the world would be a better place without me. Now, it is so polar opposite of that. I'm not afraid of death in and of itself, but the only reason that I would be horrified to die or for anything to happen to me is because of what it would do to my kids and what it would do to Leah. It's complete polar opposite of the way I had zero self-esteem, no self-respect whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, I hated myself. I hated myself for so many years, and now it is just the complete and total polar opposite of that. Once I really started walking a path of self-love, which is easier said than done. It is a path that you have to walk. But I have been taking much better care of my body, much better care. I actually do care about my temple now, and I don't want to destroy it or ruin it. I know I have a couple of habits that probably aren't the best for me, but I have completely done a 180-degree turnaround from the way I used to treat my body. I know I do still, speaking of which, where is my damn vape? I do hit a little vape pen, I do hit a little vape pen, which probably isn't the best thing in the world for me. No tobacco, though. I know that occasionally I'll have the occasional energy drink. Sometimes I'll be a little naughty and have some sweet food that I'm not supposed to have, but it's still the way that I treat myself now is completely and totally polar opposite of the way I used to, because I feel like I have something to live for now, And you couldn't, when I was 25, 26, you couldn't have explained that to me. You could not, and people tried. People tried to explain to me, what would that do to your kids, And my answer was, my kids would be better off without me here. That was my answer. I felt that way in my heart, What would that do to your family? My family would be better off without me being here. And that's what I truly believed in my heart. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to get attention. As a matter of fact, I didn't really go around. I wasn't one of those people that went around, I'm going to kill myself. Boo. I didn't tell nobody. Very few fucking people knew until I survived my first suicide attempt. Then it was public knowledge at that point. That was embarrassing. Surviving that and spending a month in a mental hospital, I haven't been suicidal since then. Do you know how embarrassing that is? That was embarrassing, dude. Everybody knew. The job that I worked at, they paid me 30 hours a week to be in the mental hospital. That's how much they cared about me. That's how much it freaked them out, And I'm like, oh God. Oh, so that's why at that point, even after I got out of the mental hospital, that's when I lost everything and went homeless. And even homeless, I wasn't suicidal, because you survive that when you're really there in your mind. Like when you're really there and you're like, dude, I got to get out of here. Fuck Earth. Fuck this place. And you try to leave and you survive. That was embarrassing, dude. That was embarrassing. I can't fathom the people who try to get attention. There's people out there, they're little sympathy whores. They try to get attention like that. I couldn't comprehend that. I was so humiliated and embarrassed that I lived through that. Oh, man. But now it makes sense. Makes sense now, Anyway. Anywho. Happy Friday, y'all. What's up, Bianca? How you doing? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We got Brittany in the house now. Yeah, it did change my life. Well, it really did. I mean, I can't really say, I would love to be able to like say that there was this one thing. And sometimes I do try to kind of tack it on one thing, but in actuality, looking back, my path that led me here was comprised of a lot of different things. And that played a major role. It did. It did play a major role because it was like, here's the analogy I like to give. People like to come to me for readings and stuff like that all the time, and they'll ask me things like, am I on the right path? And here's the way that I break it down, okay? There is no right path, wrong path, but there is a general direction in which you're supposed to be headed in your life, okay? So before we plan our incarnation, I look at it like, all right, I'm gonna play this character, okay? And the plan is to go from point A to point B, okay? Here's that life. All the information is right there. It all exists right here. Similar to if you take a DVD, a movie, and you hold it in your hand, all the information and every moment of the story in that movie is right here in your hand. When you put it in the DVD player and press play, it creates this illusion that there's this start and this end, and you tune into it and you experience it in a way. Similarly, that's kind of a poor analogy, but that's the closest thing that I can use to describe. I'm gonna go live this life and play this character. It's kind of like playing a game, you know? So my goal is to start here and finish here. Go from birth to death or ascension or rainbow body or however you want to leave this game, to go to point A to point B. So I liken it to, I'm in New York City and I want to drive to LA. There is no right road, wrong road, but you need to be headed west. Make sense? You need to be headed west. There's many different roadways that you could take to get from New York to LA. Many different back roads and little avenues, and you could dip down this way and then go back up this way if you want, and then dip back down this way if you want. See what I'm saying? Well, I was headed down towards Florida. I was headed in the wrong direction in life, in the wrong direction. And what do we do here as humans? In amnesia, we forget the fucking plan. We ignore all the signs and the synchronicities. Me being an air earth sign, I'm over analytical and I think too much. This thing will fucking get you in trouble if you don't know how to use it right, you know? So I would ignore all the signs, all the synchronicities, all the synchronistic numbers, the synchronistic events, the coincidences, and you ignore all that shit. The other side's screaming at you. No, go this way. Talk to that person. Do this thing. And we ignore it. We completely ignore all those impulses, or at least I did. And then after a while, the universe is like, all right, well, shit, you're headed off in the wrong direction, dude. All right, time to kick the tower over on your ass. Bam! Kick the tower over, In 2015, that was my tower moment year. You name it, I lost it. You name it, I lost it. I ended up with nothing. Here's what I had to my name. I had to go dive in an apartment complex dumpster and pull out a couch cushion. Probably had fucking bed bugs in it. I don't even know. And a blanket. That was my bed that I slept on. Up under the viaduct, under the Court Avenue Bridge in downtown Jeffersonville, Indiana. I think that bridge has been torn down by now. I think I heard somebody say that. But it's one of the bridges that goes across and connects to Louisville, Kentucky, across the Ohio River. I lived under that motherfucker. And that was when universe was like, all right, I got you right where I need you now, motherfucker. Got you right where I need you now, But it was comprised of a lot of different things. But that's where it began, right there. That's where it began, So I know that I've told this story 100 trillion times, so I don't want to go into keep repeating myself a lot, But anyway, I didn't even really have a solid landing point with that, though. But anyway, yeah. No, it is the journey. I tell people that all the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the lessons that I've really had to learn since I actually began consciously walking a path of success. One of the lessons that once you decide to get on any kind of path towards success, and success doesn't necessarily mean money. It doesn't mean anything. It's whatever it means to you. Okay, whatever success is to you. That's for nobody else to judge but you. Okay, but whenever you get onto that path and you climb your first mountain and you get to the top of your first mountain, see, what we do is we set this finish line in our minds. We set a finish line in our minds. As soon as I get there, as soon as for me, my finish line was making 6 figures a year, $100,000. That was my first finish line. Man, if I just make $100,000 a year, man, yes, I'll be set. And I can just kick my feet back and I'll be straight at that point. Man, I remember the first year I did that. And I'm like, this is the mountain. This is it. This is the mountain. That's it. Are you fucking kidding me? No, it's the journey that it took to get there. Whenever we start climbing mountains, metaphorically speaking, you will learn that you don't want to sit and chill at the top of the mountain. You want to climb mountains. It's the journey, the process of going from here to there. And as soon as you climb your first mountain, you better be prepared to find another mountain. That's just the way that it is. I had somebody a couple of weeks ago come to me for a reading and was struggling with this, you know. Somebody, and I'm not going to drop any names or nothing like that, but essentially, you know, I've accomplished so many things, and I feel stagnant and stuck, and I'm in a funk. It's like, yep, that is part of the success journey. I don't know anybody who's never done it. Any of us who go from being where we don't want to be in life to, you know, walking any kind of success path, we set a finish line in our minds. We do. We set this finish. As soon as I have this, or as soon as I accomplish that, as soon as I make this much money, or as soon as I'm in the right relationship, or as soon as this thing happens, then I'll be good. No, you won't. No, you won't. Nope. No, you won't. No, you won't. It doesn't work that way. Nope. So I ended up telling this person, I was like, yeah, you set a finish line in your mind. How do you get out of this funk? Find another mountain and start climbing. Find another mountain and start climbing. Yep. That's where I've been on my fitness journey. Because once I cracked that 6 figures a year, I was like, man, that's a stupid goal to set, you know. Money. So what's your next goal? Not money, you know. What about $1 million a year? Well, yeah, I'll eventually get there, but that's so meaningless that I don't really care about money. Fitness, you know what I mean? My next goal is a fitness journey. So that's been my next mountain. And I've almost climbed my first mountain in fitness. I started off pushing 300 pounds, 260. I started off at 260 pounds. Just weighed myself yesterday. I'm 202. I'm down to 202. Now, bodybuilding. I shredded off not all my fat, but a shitload of it. 60 pounds of fat I've shred off, and now bodybuilding. I'm gonna start packing on muscle now. That's the next mountain. Then what after that? It gets to the point, at least for me, where I'm kind of scared of accomplishing a goal. Because I know as soon as I accomplish that goal, I'm gonna wanna find another goal. Then what's the next goal gonna be, you know? It's the journey. Whoever said that? Whoever said, yep, it is the journey. It's not actually achieving the goal, the reward. Once you achieve the goal, that's nothing. It's the journey it took you to get there, you know? I swear. I'm gonna gain some sober weight. Yeah. Yep. That'll happen. That'll definitely happen. That's where adding fitness into your and that's something that I do think one of my next goals, and I don't know when this is going to happen or how it's going to happen, but one of my next goals is to really help awaken people to how important fitness is. Nobody wants to hear about fitness. Nobody wants to think about it because it hurts. It hurts, and we're scared to hurt. So when you start talking about fitness, people start going, la, 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 I don't want to hear about that. La, 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 I don't want to do that. You know, people just immediately turn off to that. It's important. It's Very, very important. Very important. And one of the biggest problems when it comes to anything on an evolutionary journey, whether it's fitness or what it takes to equalize the frequency of attracting money or your life partner, is you have to be able to connect to people in a way that makes a light come on, you know? I never thought about it that way. You know, that is, when it all comes down to it, that is what I feel like my real job is. I don't have any new information to bring you at all. Nothing that I teach is new. Ancient knowledge. Very ancient. I didn't make any of it up. None of what I teach is my opinion. It's very old, ancient knowledge, okay? The problem is, most people haven't heard it explained in the right way. How do I attract my life partner? Every last one of you has heard that old phrase, if you really want somebody to love you, you must first love yourself. And we hear that and we immediately tune that out. Nah. And people get pissed. People get mad when you say that. You know, hold up. It's called frequency equalization. This is the 21st century. We are now in the baby phases of beginning to look at everything in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So loving yourself, what that does is that equalizes the frequency of a relationship with you, because your reality is constructed by a mirror image reflection of the frequencies that you're sending yourself, because that's where the source is. Where is the source? Where is it at? Here's another big thing that I think we really need to get mankind to awaken to, that'll really help people understand. Where is the source? Where is the source? Let me ask you this. Where did this tree come from? Where did this tree come from? Where did you come from? This tree grew out of a seed. Think about that. Most of us kind of treat the source or believe that the source is somewhere out here, like God is up in the sky, out here somewhere. The source of all creation is an inner dimension that consciousness emerges out of. All organic consciousness and life on this planet is blooming out of the source. All of it. Okay, the source is not out here. Now, there is a lot of shit out here. Okay, we have created one hell of an interesting dimension here. Okay, but this is not where the source of creation is. The source, the life force, source of creation is emerging out of the source into this dimension, behind the virtual reality mask, if you will. And we're all plugged into it. We are all emerging out of the same source into this dimension. See what I'm saying? I'm plugged into it. You're plugged into it. This tree is plugged into it. My cats are plugged into it. We're all emerging out of the same source. So, especially the things that you don't say out loud, that you keep to yourself, you're sending it straight to that source. You're sending it directly to it. And all life around you is plugged into it. So you wonder how people like me for so many years, if I think to myself over and over and over, I'm a worthless piece of shit. I'm a worthless piece of shit. I'm not good enough. And I just think that over and over and over. I'm sending that energy straight to the source that you're plugged into, that I'm plugged into. We're all plugged into it. And I'm sending Rich Lopp as a worthless piece of shit to that source that everything around us is plugged into. It has no choice but to keep sending you evidence that supports what you believe. If that's what I'm telling it, that's what I'm going to experience. Your wish is my command. So, you must first love yourself. If you love yourself, what kind of energy are you sending to the inner source that we're all plugged into? Think about it. Think about it. See what I'm saying? Does it make sense? I don't have any new information to bring you. But what is my opinion is that my way of explaining it is easier to understand. That is my opinion. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I really don't know. But at least that's my goal. At least that's the goal. You dig what I'm saying? Dig what I'm saying, man? Ooh, look, did I show you all this? This piece of silver I got. I posted this on Instagram. I found this on JM Bullion. I was like, hell no, they're selling, this is a 2-ounce piece of fine silver, $9.99. Anyway, I'm just sitting here playing with my stuff while I'm babbling, but I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to show them my newest piece of silver. Isn't that badass? Anyway. Anywho, yeah, what y'all up to? Appreciate the positive feedback, thank you. Yeah, so anywho, yeah. That's my goal. That is my goal, is to nobody else on this planet can make you awaken. I can't wake you up. I can't. But I can help you awaken yourself, you know? And here's the cool part about it too. Once that light bulb pops on and you really begin to awaken, you'll start to notice, I've known this since I was a little kid. I've always known this. But we have been very strategically and deliberately programmed with our logical, analytical thinking brains to bury it. You know? We've been very brainwashed. Yes, we have. And you just have to undo all the things you've been taught, okay? Undo all the things that you've been taught and begin to awaken things that you've known since you were a little kid. It was common sense when we were 2, 3, 4 years old. Common damn sense, you know? Kind of like like how I was talking about that in that one chat. It's like, I can't figure out if it's past life memories that I'm having or if I'm tuning into maybe a multi-dimensional life that I'm living somewhere else. But you know, do you ever get these memories of this place? You know, I've had it since I was a little kid, man. And when I was a little kid, it was common sense. There's this place that I really miss that I'll be going back to at some point. And then the older I got, like especially when I turned like a teenager, that went away. And here lately, over the past few years, it's been coming back. I remember this place, you know, but now I'm trying to figure it out. I wasn't trying to figure it out when I was a kid. It was common sense. You know what I mean? Crazy times we live in, man. Crazy times. Yeah, I know it does feel, yeah, I'll daydream it too. Isn't it weird? And it comes to me in the form of, is this a dream that I had? No, it's not quite a dream, but that's the only way that because it wasn't me remembering this place or this thing. It was like I'm seeing it vicariously through somebody else's eyes and through somebody else's consciousness, you know, and it's not even necessary. I don't know how to explain it, dude. It's so like, and it sends the weirdest shivers up and down your body, you know? 10 years ago, we couldn't talk about this kind of shit. Couldn't talk about this kind of shit, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm glad to know that I'm not alone in that, though. And you'll get the flashbacks. Sometimes I'll just see something that looks really familiar. I don't know, man. I don't know. I keep saying that I'm going to think of a better way to explain it, but I can't. I can't really. It's like, I've been here before. But I wasn't here, and it wasn't me. I can't explain it, man. And that frustrates me when I can't explain something, you know? I guess that's my Aquarius Virgo nature, wanting to be able to analytically break something down. And there's just some things that up to this point, maybe one of these days, but up to this point, we just can't really explain with logic and reason. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? And that's the same thing that I tune into when I'm reading tarot, you know? Honestly, reading tarot has really, really taught me how to take control of the thinking brain. I'm still working on it, though. I still struggle with it a little bit. But it has taught me how to you know, shut the analytical thinking brain out, you know, and only analytically think. That's the reason why, well, I primarily specialize in energy behavior anyway. But when it comes to the psychic switch, like I'll tell everybody, I'm not a psychic medium, but sometimes I haven't figured out how to make it happen. I don't know if you can figure out how to make it happen, but sometimes all of a sudden, boom, like it opens up and comes through. It opens up and comes through. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to make it happen on command though. Like when I'm reading for somebody, very rare will the switch come on and like I'll see things like remote view and like names and like psychic shit. But it's rare, dude. It only happens every now and then. It only happens every now and then, and I don't know how to make it happen, you know? Yeah, people always tell me that I'm an intuitive empath too. I don't know. Those names always have kind of bothered me a little bit, you know? Because to me, I don't know, on my path, it's really easy to get diverted off your path because there's so many people in the spiritual community, especially spiritual public figures, who like to make themselves out to be like, I'm gifted, I'm better than you. You know what I mean? I'm better than you. I'm up on this pedestal. That you're just a lowly peasant, and I'm on this pedestal, and I'm so awakened, and I'm so enlightened, and that shit pisses me off. So that's one of the reasons why it's not that it's not legitimate, but when people start sometimes using those, like telling me, oh, you have a gift, you're an intuitive empath. I'm like, it's not a gift, it's a choice. I'm not better than you. There is nothing special about me. There ain't nothing special about me, dude. I'm telling you right now, there ain't nothing special about me. I'm just, the only thing that's different about me is that I was put in a lot of extraordinary situations that kind of forced me on this path here. But to me, it's a choice. We all have equal access to the universe. We all have equal access, you know? But the problem here too is that we have a lot of long-term humans on this planet who have been on the karmic wheel, coming back to this planet over and over and over and over. So their amnesia is locked in place because they've spent hundreds of thousands, millions of years on this planet, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So they've really fucking forgotten who they truly are, you know? So I don't think it's a gift. I think there's just some people who are locked deeper in amnesia because they've had so many damn lifetimes here, you know? And all they know is being a human, and they're really fucking good at being a human, you know? Really good at it. I'll never forget, man, when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, I can always remember thinking, why does it feel uncomfortable being in this body? It's like something always hurts. I didn't know that when you're a human, it's supposed to. It's supposed to. You know what I mean? This is a low frequency, dense dimension. I'm just like, man, it just sucks. Something always hurts, whether my muscles are aching or it's just uncomfortable being in this body. And I can always remember thinking that when I was a kid and when I was a teenager. And that's when I started doing drugs. You know, it just feels uncomfortable being here. None of this feels right. It doesn't feel right being trapped in this body, you know? And that's when I started doing drugs because it made me forget about all that, you know? I wouldn't think about none of that. I'm not feeling no pain. I'm not, you know, I can deal with it. I can cope with being in this low, dense, thick meat suit. Makes sense, you know? People think it's cool. It's cool to be a starseed. Well, it can be rough, boy. It can be rough. It can be very rough, you know? Be very rough. Yeah, meat suit. I didn't know, though, when you're in a human body, it's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to. That's you know what I mean? It's just comes with being a human. That comes with being in a third density. It just comes with this game. It's just part of this dimension. It hurts. It's just dualistic, you know, positive and negative, good and bad. Those of us who aren't from Earth aren't used to that shit. You know what I mean? Those of us who haven't been here very many lifetimes aren't really accustomed to it like the long-term humans who have been playing this game for fucking ever. Some of y'all since the creation of this game. Some of y'all have been playing this game since it very first started. Not me. Not me. I'm one of those people that I have not. I'm not very good at playing the human games and buying into the programming that, you know, it's all part of this game, man. And I've just never really liked it, you know. But anyway, anywho. Yeah. I know there's a lot of you that is so cool too. That's so cool when I look and, because I'll tell you, I don't go too far down these paths, but when the clock first struck 2020, I was completely blown away. Completely blown away by how asleep the planet was. I was horrified. I had no idea that there were that many indoctrinated, brainwashed people on this planet. I didn't know. I had no idea that the population was that brainwashed. It scared the fuck out of me. It scared me. I was like, there is no way you all are this brainwashed. There's no fucking way. It scared me. I sunk into it. I played it cool, like on camera and whatnot. I didn't really bring too much of that to the public, but I sunk into a deep depression in a long, strung out period of fear, you know, because, oh my God, if you all are this fucking brainwashed, holy fuck, we're doomed, you know? And then seemingly overnight, everybody's awake. Everybody's awake, man. It's like, oh, thank you. Oh, man. Oh, it scared me, dude. I ain't gonna lie. It scared the shit out of me. Some of y'all remember me. Those of you who've been following me for a while, you remember I popped off a few times. I popped the fuck off a few times, you know, and pissed a lot of people off. I don't really give a shit. But, you know, it scared me. But now, man, I just love it when I look in the comments section. Everybody's awake now, you know? I'm like, yeah, it's happening, man. I'm honored to play some kind of part in it, you know? Like I said, I'm not really on the front lines. I'm not one of those people on the front lines, but I am essentially, and I posted something about this on Facebook the other day. What I do, so far, until a new avenue opens for me somewhere, so far, the part that I'm playing in this is that I trigger things within you. I get you, and it can be the littlest teeny weeny little thing that I said, and you may not even realize that I said it, but I plant little seeds in your mind, you know? And what it does is it triggers you to awaken who you really are and the true nature of this reality, you know? And then once that begins to awaken within you, the first thing that happens is your bullshit-o-meter starts getting extremely fucking sensitive. When you start really awakening to who you really are, what we're really doing here, how this life and how this dimension really functions and operates, your bullshit-o-meter, bing, 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 and you begin digging intuitively. Your instincts kick in and you begin digging for the truth. I don't really need to show you the truth. I really don't. I don't need to be on the front lines because I know how to pick and poke until the light pops on. And you will find the truth by default because it turns your bullshit-o-meter on. That's what it does. It turns on your bullshit-o-meter. And once that thing is turned on, your moral compass, basically, you know, once your bullshit-o-meter wakes up, you'll find the truth. You'll find it. You'll be led straight to it by default. You don't really have to put that much work and effort into it. You'll be led straight to it, you know, and that's the part that I play as one of the many. I'm not on no big pedestal. I'm nobody special. I'm not better than you, okay? There's a big team of us who came here specifically to assist in the shift from the old into the new, and I'm just one of them. One of many, you know? And in that assignment, that's the part that I play. That's my real job. My earthly job, yes, I read tarot cards and I make advertising revenue on YouTube and I read tarot cards for people personally on the side. That's my earthly job. But my real job is that once you come to me or you watch one of my videos or you listen to something that I have to say, you will leave with seeds planted. And it's your choice at that point. It's your choice. It's your choice. You can say that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. I'm not listening to Rich Lop. There's plenty of people who do, and that is your right. You have every right to do that. But if you choose to plant that seed and take care of it and water it and shine light on it, eventually it will bloom. It will pop up out of the soil. And that's, you see what I'm saying? Makes sense? Does it make sense? Anyway, I'm babbling. I'm getting all pumped up and fired up. I need to see, hang on just a second. Hold up. I need to see what time it is. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Oh man, it's about time for me to go. Yep, it is about time for me to go. It is about time for me to go. Here in a couple of minutes. About time for me to get the kiddos up. Yep. It'll wake up. That's the best way to explain it. Your bullshit-o-meter, man. It awakens your bullshit-o-meter. Especially once you start playing. Just play around with manifestation for a little bit. Just play around with manifestation for a little bit. That's all you really have to do. You know, all you have to do is agree with your own free will to say, you know what? I want to manifest something. I'm going to dedicate the next 3 months, 6 months, the rest of this year to manifesting something, an extra $10,000 a year or something. It doesn't matter what it is. And then once you get over that first hump and you manifest something, whoa. And then that kicks it in. That kicks it in. Dude, what else can I manifest? And then the more you start playing with energies and you start seeing how energy really behaves, you start learning the true nature of how energy behaves, and it awakens this thing in you to where you figure out, oh, whoa, man, this whole reality, I was lied to about this whole damn life and this whole damn reality. Your bullshit-o-meter gets sensitive. It becomes more and more sensitive, you know? It does. That's the byproduct of it. It starts becoming so sensitive and you start realizing you're full of shit. You are so full of shit. You know, that's when you start realizing, fuck the news. That's one of the first things. The TV gets turned off. The TV gets turned off. Once you start realizing how your mind and how your thoughts create your reality and how your reality responds to your thoughts and your emotions, one of the first things that happens is the TV gets turned off. You know what I mean? That's one of the first things that happens. Because you start to see, oh my God, man. This is programming me to create a really shitty fucking existence. You know what I mean? So it just happens all by default, man. By default. So I'm at least honored to be able to be some kind of ripple in the pond here, you know, during the shift. But yeah, it is just so cool whether or not it's me. I don't give a damn if it's me or anybody else. I don't care. I just love seeing how many people are awake now. I love it. I love it, man. It makes me feel so good seeing so many people awake, dude. Because I was so scared, man. Oh, I was horrified. I was terrified. I sunk into a depression, man. I'm not going to lie, dude. Scared the shit out of me. Oh, yeah, I did. Big time. But it's all good, man. We are awakening. Just, you know, play your part. Play your part. Everybody's part is different. You know, it doesn't matter if you just teach one person one thing or share one truth with this, but just you got to do your part, pay it forward, and help. See, a lot of times when we hear people say we have to wake people up, no, we can't wake people up, you know? Can't wake people up. If you, like my kids, I got to go wake up my kids here in a minute. Now, if I go splash ice water in their face and smack them, that's not a very nice way to wake somebody up. You know what I mean? It makes sense? But just remember to play your part. We're doing it, man. We're getting it. We're getting it. We are awakening. We are awakening, y'all. And it's so cool. But, y'all, it is time for me to go ahead and get out of here. I should have started this a few minutes earlier, but we're at about 50 minutes now. That's close. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get the kiddos woke up, get them off to school, and I'll see y'all later on my main channel with like the weekend forecast or something. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do today yet. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day.